Owning a drone is a dream experience. We might not be wrong if we say that drones can be your buddies, and the experience of flying them is an exhilarating ordeal that you can cherish for your lifetime. But you may not always get the drone of your dreams, and this might be disappointing to you, and you may want to build a drone of your own. But if you are unclear about where to start, don't worry, because we are going to share with you steps on how to build an awesome DIY drone in 2022. Understanding the drone anatomy. Let's be clear that making a drone is not everyone's cup of tea, and it can feel like an intimidating task. But when you are armed with the proper information, you will be able to manufacture your drone hassle-free. Before we move any further, let's understand the anatomy of a drone. Frame. It is the main body of a drone where all parts of a drone are mounted together. The frame of a drone is normally made up of carbon fiber. Motors. The motor is the heart of a drone. It is the powerhouse that enables the drone to reach insane speed. Asks. It is an electric circuit that has the purpose to vary the electric motor's speed and direction, and it can possibly act as a dynamic brake. Flight controller. It is the brain of your drone and takes into account the angle of your drone and control input. It also calculates how fast the motor should spin. PDB. It is the power distribution board of your drone. FPV camera. The part that makes the drone worth having is none other than the FPV camera. It is the eye of the drone. Anything the FPV sees, you can see in your goggles. VTX. The VTX takes the signal from your camera and sends it through your antenna. Video antenna. A camera setup in the drone required antennas. The one to send out the video, the other to receive a video. Propellers. A drone uses two sets of propellers. One is clockwise, CW, and the other counterclockwise, CCW. Battery. LiPo battery is a type of rechargeable battery that is commonly used throughout the RC hobby. Transmitters. The remote control or a transmitter is an electronic device that produces radio waves with an antenna and thus allows you to control your drone. Goggles. They allow you to see through an FPV camera and thus allow you to experience immersive quadcopter drone flying. These are the basic terms you need to know before making a drone. Tools needed to build a drone. You can build your dream drone only if you're equipped with the basic tools needed for building. A set of hex keys or drivers. The size of these depends on the choice of frame. A nut spinner or ratchet, which is A5 or 8 mm in dimensions. Solder and soldering iron, white cutter or stripper, cable tires, heatsink, double-sided tape, thread locker. Let's now go to a brief step-by-step guide on how you can build your drone. Step 1. Finalize a quadcopter design. The first step in making a quadcopter is to select the design you want to make. For this, you can take reference from many websites and books that are dedicated specifically to the design specification of drones. The most common and a relatively easy to make drone shape is the X shape. This shape allows you to mount 4 rotors at each end, which we call a quadcopter. Once you have selected a design, it will be easier for you to figure out which component of the drone you can place where. Step 2. Start making the frame of your drone. You can select the material of your choice for making the frame. While constructing the frame of your drone, you have a complete liberty to choose the frame design and material of your choice. You can use model plastic, balsa wood, or tin metal. Once you have got your material, lay a long piece of wood, plastic, or light metal over another and make an X shape with 90-degree angles. You should always choose a frame material that is at least 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters wide so that it can support boarding your engines. You can find these pieces easily on offline stores or on Amazon. For securing the 2 pieces, use duct tape or glue M. Don't move to the next step until both of the pieces are fully attached and the glue has dried completely. Step 3. Purchase motors, propellers, and other electronic items from a store or a drone retailer. While there are some items that you can build from scratch and can use them the way you have built them, but many items can't be built from scratch and they need to be bought from a retailer. These items include motors, propellers, and other electronic tools. If you don't find a drone store, you can purchase them from a hobby retailer. While choosing a drone engine, you should bring that drone engine which produces twice the thrust as the drone weight. While purchasing a speed controller, make sure that the controller's current rating is higher than that of your motor. Step 4. Attach your motor to the frame. You need to mount your motors on the frame. For this, you necessarily need the above-mentioned equipment, primarily 2 to 4 screws. For this, you need to place one motor at the end of the drone's extended arms and then drill the holes using the necessary equipment. Make sure you wear safety equipment while doing this. For being more safe, you can first mark the holes and then drill the holes later. This way, the drilling can be easier. Step 5. Make a landing gear. For this step, you need to cut 4.5-inch or 1.3 cm rings from a 4-inch or 10 cm PVC pipe. First, lay your pipe on its sides and mark the points where you want to cut it. Then, using a saw or an extremely sharp scissors, cut all 4 sections. This shall give you your 4 plastic rings made of PVC pipe. Step 6. Attach the landing gear rings on their sides and attach them to the frame. The landing gear rings that you made in the above step need to be placed beneath the arms of your duct tape and secure the arms with the frame edges. You can use a double-sided glue or a tape for this, but before you move further, make sure the connections are firm before moving on. Step 7. Installing the drive system. In the case of installing the drive system, there is no scope for any error, so while doing these steps, full attention should be given to the detail. In this step, you need to place the motors over the holes you have drilled before and secure your motor with the frame using nuts and bolts. Then you need to slide the propellers over the post extending from the top of the motors and screw the caps that come with the motors over the top of the posts. Now your drone is halfway complete, as it has got the landing gear and the motors now come to the center portion of the frame. But before we move any further, check if there are any vibrations in the drone. If there are, this means your drone is unstable. Attach all bolts firmly. Step 8. Use zip ties to secure the speed controllers. The speed controllers need to be attached to the bottom of the frame. This shall prevent the drone from getting too heavy when you attach the other components to the drone. The easiest and most convenient way to attach them is using zip ties. Step 9. Secure the battery to the frame. This is probably the easiest step while making your DIY drone. For this, you need to calculate the size of your battery and understand where it can exactly fit on the drone. But the ideal and most common place to mount the battery is at the center of the top of your frame. You can fix your battery using glue only. Don't use tape or screws. Step 10. Install the power distribution board. You can attach the power distribution board wherever you want, but the easiest and most appropriate way to do it is to attach it to the top of the board by using a glue. Step 11. Attach the flight controller. Use the zip ties to attach the flight controller to your drone's frame, connecting the flight controller and power distribution box. Step 12. For this step, nothing needs to be done. You can buy your wireless remote control system from your local drone store. You need to connect it to flight control systems using wire. Step 13. Connect the motors with speed controllers. Connect your motor to the speed controller using wires on the underside of the drone frame. Step 14. Charge your drone battery. Charge your drone until it reaches maximum charge, usually 4 hours or as per instructions given. And then link the remote control to the flight control and you are there. Hooray! Now it's time to fly your drone and enjoy. This was all for today's episode. We hope you liked it. And if you found our video interesting, do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you are new to our channel, press the bell icon so that you can stay updated.